3, 2, 1. We're here at the NRF 2023 Big Show in New York City. I'm sitting here with Adobe's Ryan Green, and we're going to talk about some Adobe Commerce and some multi-vendor and whatnot. So Ryan, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
And why don't you tell us a little bit about your role with Adobe?
Yeah. Well, first of all, it's great to be back, Tom, and being in person again is just, a breath of fresh air. So,
isn't it?
So those of you that aren't here, make sure that you can come out next year. NRF is back. I'm on the product marketing side for Commerce, so I've been with Adobe for about 11 years. So I come from the post-sale consulting side of using this technology and help breaking down complexity and helping execute these use cases. So now I've had the pleasure, since the Magento acquisition, now Adobe Commerce, to focus in on the product marketing side and helping our customers understand different ways to execute these use cases and bring clarity to the market. So it's been really, really exciting.
Awesome, and we've had Adobe's been a great partner for us, and we've had a lot of success with our customers with Adobe Commerce, both standalone, traditional e-commerce, and as the core to multi-vendor commerce marketplace setup. So why don't you tell us a little bit about it? I mean, there's been a lot of developments with Adobe Commerce, some marketplace related, some just feature related. So what's new for 2023?
Yeah. So super excited for this year, and really kind of two things, personalization and B2B, and marketplaces ties into kind of both of those. But on the personalization side, it's a very ambiguous term, and being able to understand where to meet the customer and execute that experience, it requires a lot of data, and there's so much noise in the market, and people are overwhelmed with data in a way. So really trying to help our customers consolidate that data in a unified profile so you can actually treat Tom like a person instead of seeing him for the first time when we've seen him 100 times and we know his steak preferences and his purchases for his shirts and et cetera. So, and really that content that goes along with it. So creating that experience and meeting the customer wherever they are, whether on your site, marketplace, delivering that powerful experience. So that's kind of why personalization is so critical to us. And we've been in the personalization analytics game before Commerce, and now it's really exciting to really start to see those fuse together. And there's a lot of point solutions out there, a lot of complexity, and that's kind of the power of a unified platform, is being able to execute that. And then I know we're at NRF, and most people here are B2C, but for those of you that span B2C and B2B, really big excitement area for us. And B2B is in my mind, some low-hanging fruit, and sometimes it's a B2C and B2B brand that needs to execute on that. So we have a huge laundry list of roadmap items that I'm excited about. I encourage everybody to kind of attend some of those roadmap sessions, but those are the kind of the two areas that I'm super, super pumped about.
Nice. Well, that and personalization, ever more important in terms of being able to differentiate, right, between your site, your competitor site. If you give that personalized experience and they don't, who are they going to come back and purchase from, right? The place where they have to do less work to get the related things that they need. So that makes a lot of sense. And the B2B complexity, we've had a lot of success with B2B in Adobe, Adobe Commerce, and your catalog supports a lot of SKUs. It supports the complexity needed for those kinds of buying environments. Which brings me to my next question. Since we specialize in marketplaces and multi-vendor commerce, dropship, marketplace, what do you think makes Adobe Commerce such a good commerce core for that kind of setup?
Yeah, absolutely. We're a unified platform, and there's, like I mentioned, there's a lot of point solutions, so you can get quickly lost in the weeds, a lot of buzzwords out there, and that's really the power of a platform. And sometimes, everybody wants to go to the bright and shiny objects, but honestly, these businesses need to execute. We are in a total different world than we are now. Our Adobe Digital Index indicates that growth is slowing, and people need to do more with less, and that's really the power of a platform. And great partners like yourself to help us help our merchants execute these experiences across marketplaces where those customers are. Customers are getting more and more savvy, and we need to make sure that we can bring those goods to them and help drive that sale. At the end of the day, it's about driving sales and having a successful business. So that's kind of the exciting part that makes Adobe Commerce kind of in a league of its own and really helping execute.
Nice. And that's been our experience as well. It's just that customers enjoy those aspects of it, and just the openness of the platform and the connectivity. There's just so many different options that can plug into it to enable that third-party commerce. Everything from plugins to do an MVP to full-on enterprise platforms to do a full-scale global marketplace. Right. It's been great, and a lot of the mutual customer wins that we've had have been larger organizations.
Right.
UNFI, FedEx. We have a really innovative customer called ChemDirect who's running a chemical marketplace and disrupting that industry. They're a startup founded by Titletown Tech, which is the Packers and Microsoft.
Yeah.
So those have just been great client stories for us. And I know you guys have had some really great marketplace wins recently.
Yeah.
Some that we've done, some not. So what are two of your favorite recent ones that have gone live?
Yeah, I'd probably point to Honeywell is a great example.
Great company.
A massive company with multiple different products, and the area that they really brought in was the aerospace area. And quickly within the first year, they delivered over $6 million, and they have over $750 million in just inventory itself to sell. So just, sometimes it's just these oddballs you don't always think about, these areas for aerospace aftermarket parts that you need to execute on. So, we always kind of gravitate to kind of Amazon, the typical ones, but, sometimes it's the longer tail. Another one I think about is, here we are at NRF, there's 30,000 people here, and there's a ton of people in hotels. So we have a core hotels, and they have over 2,200 properties, mostly over in Europe, a powerful operator, and they have, just think about running a hotel. It's very, very complex, and all the things that can go right and all the things that can go wrong.
A lot of moving parts.
And all the suppliers that really need to make that come to fruition, right? And they have over 200 suppliers that they're able to execute on their marketplace with Adobe Commerce.
Wow.
And being able to help those, just think about the people that are working at these hotels and these experiences they need to create to drive stickiness. And it's really about sometimes it's the boring operational stuff, but it really brings to life the experience at the end of the day. And sometimes we don't always think about that or appreciate that. So that's kind of where marketplaces are so powerful. And you just think about the old processes that people are doing, sticking to the old ways, and that's kind of why we even rely on you guys to help our customers navigate this messy, ugly world. There's a lot of questions you don't really kind of consider, and that's where you guys help bring a lot of clarity, and we really just want our customers to win at the end of the day to drive a successful business. That's
great, and so that's an example of marketplace is almost like a procurement engine, really. Right. That's really innovative. That's awesome. So last question, you were talking about it earlier. It's great to be back in person. After last year, NRF was drawn down a little bit because of some COVID surge. This year has been a proper circus in the best possible way. I think a lot of great energy. What's been your favorite part of the show so far?
I don't know. Maybe this is too cheesy to say, but the people. I mean, gosh,
it's true.
It's just the energy is back, and it's even great hearing about Neiman Marcus and Lowe's, and they're talking about their people, talking about people interaction and how important that is. And sometimes we can get lost in technology, lost in the weeds, but I really think that technology can really help enable to bring people closer together and running a successful business. So that's really kind of where I'm super excited, and I'm super excited to be back next year as well, and hopefully see you here.
Absolutely, we'll be back. We'll be back. So I love that answer, though. Technology as the enabler for the human connections.
Yes.
What a better way to end? I don't think we could have one, right? Thank you so much, Ryan. Appreciate it. Thanks for sitting down with us.
Absolutely.
And we're out.